Alright, stream has started, but it'll be a moment, and this is just a test stream, of course. I want her to hear this. Alright, go ahead and start talking. She should hear it any moment.
Alright, I'm not really sure what to say as of right now, but this is a test, so as long as it's picking up my voice, I guess that's all that matters.
Well, then that would mean it's succeeding the test, then, I guess, huh?
Right.
Alright, so let us know, kiddo.
Do I need to be...
Alright, can you hear us? Everything good?
She won't hear us yet.
Oh, well, my bad.
See, look at this. Look at the screen. Still is offline.
Oh, okay, now it's showing
live.
Okay, gotcha.
So she should be able to hear us by now.
Alright, because I'm not seeing anything popping up on me.
Because I'm on your YouTube channel, I see nothing.
Alright, just keep talking, because when she clicks it or whatever, she can rewind or something.
Alright, See, this is where I go blank. I wish I had something to actually be, like, reading off for testing.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Row your boat. No, you're supposed to keep going.
Oh God, I can't do that. I was never good at that in music class.
Alright,
No,
try it with me. Go ahead, start.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
Row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily.
That would take a long time of practice. Lots and lots of practice. I failed miserably in music class when it came to that. And it's because I tune everything in, and so it's like, oh, what's that? And then it's like,
I just always listen to what's inside my own head.
I wish my head was that loud when it came to certain times like that, but it's loud when I don't want it to be.
Yeah, I experience that from time to time. Believe me.
I want to choke some of my personalities, be like, shut the fuck up!
Oh, someone talking on the Rust Discords. Dun 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 dun. I could really go for something to eat. I hunger.
Is it staticky?
It's staticky.
It's staticky.
I mean, I can hear you, but it's kind of staticky and kind of.
I wonder if it's picking up that noise.
It could be. I don't know what's.
Actually, I think it's probably picking up the computer.
Yeah, it could be. That's actually what the noise is coming from.
Okay.
Because I think it's meant to be turned off. I turned that off last night.
Okay.
Alright, try talking to her now. See if she still hears static.
Are you still hearing static, sweetheart? She said this. La 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 la. La 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 la. We have to have noise, right?
Well, if you don't hear static over our voices, then who cares?
No, it's static over your voices.
So we may have to change the mic.
The noise, I can still hear it, but it is lesser now, but it's like...
Okay, so...
Again, I can understand you, but...
Right, yeah, but that could be quite annoying to the listeners.
Yeah.
We should probably change the mic. Since we're both right here anyway, we'd be able to have it kind of facing this way. This way it's picking up both of us and see how that goes.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's time for me to kill this one then.
Alexis.
Alright, the other mic is on.
Alright.
I don't know how far that's going to reach, though.
No, that's fine.
Alright, it looks like it made it all the way.
Alright, now we'll do it. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright.
Alright, so, alright, let's go ahead and start talking, because it's gotta face us, between us, at a 45-degree angle, so...
Right, because this is the mic that you said was actually the one...
This is the good one.
Okay. Alright. Are you able to hear anything?
It's gonna catch up just a little bit.
That's not a problem.
I'm gonna have to mention that again, because... Say, hey, we got 2 microphones now. Oh, no, back to 1. We're gonna have actual
but
quality
we have the
someday.
coming in. Right, yeah. Right. The only thing that I worry about this one is having to be up on it, and I would hate to have to be like this the entire time, because that's
gonna get on your nerves.
Oh yeah.
Alright, that's better.
Oh yeah, it's picking us up okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But is there a disparity between our voices? That's the question.
Like, is one louder than the other? She said. Talk or something.
Rhodes is a little high, like a little louder.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's because I project naturally. It's
Yeah. Just a little bit though, but I can hear you more clearly.
Oh, okay, so it is clear though.
Yes.
Alright,
I
so
can
as long
get
as I can be
clear
made
now.
out
Don't be leaning down
Rain
over
is
the
gone.
laptop.
when we're talking.
Yes.
Okay. I gotta work on my posture.
woof.
Woof. Yeah, I'm not a good barker. I'm a yapper.
Yapping mutt.
I
Pick
am.
it up.
Yes.
Toes.
She should be a poodle and me a pit bull or something like that.
Oh my lord, no. No. Now, foxes yap. If you want to depict me as a fox, that would be fine.
Fox?
Still a yapping
How do you can't, I mean, what are, they're not cats, they're not dogs. What the hell are they?
Well, I mean, they're a canine breed.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're part of the canine breed. They're just slender and more agile.
Okay, so you said it's coming through okay?
Yeah.
This podcast contains questionable language, topics, and strong opinions. Not for children, the easily offended, nor the faint of heart. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to the Doghouse.
Hey, hey.
This is Brode.
This
Who
is
are you?
Alex.
All right, awesome. Use your words.
What words? They escape me. They're like little puppies running all over the place. You can't just catch all of them. It's like one at a time, trying to put them in a line, and then they're all leaving as you put them there. It's horrible.
Just get a giant blanket and roll them up in it.
Like Cruella de Vil. Just put them in a sack.
There you go. Even better. Well, yeah. Anyway, as per to that's going to be part of the intro, the thing I just read. What was the disclaimer?
Yes.
That's we're gonna have an actual intro, hopefully this upcoming week.
Though I did like that intro. That was pretty awesome. I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. And one other quick technical thing, we did do 2 microphones yesterday. However, there has been some issues with the quality of the new mics, so we're going back to just the one mic for now. But we should be receiving the actual good mics sometime tomorrow. So anyway, heartbreaking news you have with us today, don't you?
Yes, it involves Chester Bennington. You better know him as the singer of Linkin Park.
Yep, Linkin Park.
He was 41 years old. 41. They're saying it was a suicide, that he hung himself. Of course, we are going to keep up with any, new additives when it comes to this story, because we want to know.
Additions, I think.
Yeah, additions. Thank you. But I mean, he suffered from depression. He had a really hard childhood. he swallowed a lot of his own difficulties and still managed to continue going.
So did he leave a note?
I don't know. I that part I haven't read anything about any notes. You know who Chris Cornell is, correct?
Oh yeah, I was a big fan of him in the 90s.
Well, see, the thing is, he was a good friend of Chester. All right.
Seriously?
Yes, they used to hang out. The problem is today would have been Chester's God, what would it be? I want to say that he was mourning Cornell, because Cornell today would have been his 53rd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And he supposedly hung himself today. You know, it almost, I mean, as heartbreaking as it sounds, it almost is like, you know, he missed the guy so much that he just wanted to be.
Oh wow, I didn't even have any idea about any of that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know I was crushed by his death, but I was nowhere near that kind of crush. It's more like a, well, let's drink this whiskey tonight and remember him with some awesome music.
Well, yeah, because I loved listening to Soundgarden. I mean, I really did. Soundgarden was an amazing band. Amazing.
Oh yeah, oh my God, I used to listen to their albums. Sometimes I would listen to their music all day, one day now and again,
right?
Just because they were that epic.
Right. Yeah. No. And see, that was how I was with Linkin Park. You know, growing up. I don't know. I want to say that I was probably about 16 years old when I really started listening to Linkin Park. I really enjoyed their music. It hit close to home because of the type of childhood that I had, and I was very depressed. And
yeah.
I didn't know that Chester was dealing with all of these emotional baggages stemming from his childhood. I mean, he was sexually molested, you know, from the age of 7 to 13 by a family friend.
Oh, that is awful.
He was
that
living.
Sucks.
Yeah. He was living with his dad up until the age of 17, and then ended up living with his mom. But during the time he was living with his dad, he started smoking marijuana, and then from there he was on LSD, he was smoking opium, cocaine, just, you know, pretty much anything that he could get his hands on to help deal with the pain.
Right.
So when he turned 17 and went to live with his mom pretty much kept him indoors because of the drugs. He didn't have the freedoms that I don't want to say a normal 17-year-old would have, but she kept him under her thumb in a very tight leash because of what her fears were in dealing with him. Then when he graduated high school, that's when his his passion for music really started.
Right.
And that right there is a cool thing. Have you ever heard of Greg Gaze?
I can't say the name's familiar, no.
Well, they did 3 albums. That is the band that he got involved with. That was the first band. They didn't make an impact, so, you know, because the band didn't work out, you know, they kind of went off in their own directions.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Right, and it wasn't until 1999 when he auditioned for a band called Zero, Xero, and that is the band that turned into Linkin Park.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so it was never just Linkin Park, and I didn't know that either until I started doing research today. I know a lot of people within our family cried when we found out that he had passed away. And it's really hard because there's kids today that listen to their albums. I listen to their albums. I know that you listen to a great deal of their music too.
Actually, I was never that big of a fan of Linkin Park.
Really?
I know it's going to be controversial to say today and all, but truth be told, I was not a big fan of them. But I nonetheless still respect the band and what they've accomplished. I mean, I dislike Metallica. Basically, I'd say anything after the Black CD. I just lost pretty much all respect for. But nonetheless, I mean, even though I didn't like the music anymore, you still have to respect that they worked hard, you know, and they did a lot of things for the metal scene, for the music scene that they were involved in, they've accomplished so much. You can't take that from them, even if you despise their music. If they're, you could say he, what was his name again? Chester.
Yes, Chester Bennington.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put him on the level of Cornell and Cobain and Vedder and all the the grunge scene classics, right?
Right.
You know, the gurus, the guys that invented this shit.
Gotcha.
The forefathers. That's the word I was looking for.
The forefathers.
The forefathers, basically, of grunge music and what came after.
Right.
You know, but he definitely did. I respect that he did a lot, even though I didn't really care for the music.
Right.
That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
Well, he had 2 marriages and
nothing but love.
Right. Well, and there is a lot of love that goes out to him. I've been seeing the posts rolling in on Facebook, people mourning his death and sending prayers to the family, which we all send our condolences to the family as well. He left behind 6 kids out of the 2 marriages that he had. So hopefully maybe one of his children will enter the music scene if they haven't already. I have not looked to see exactly who his children are and to see what's going on there.
Well, that would be cool. I mean, if they did.
Right. But ultimately, respect for the family. Let them mourn. This is the time that they need, to be together.
Absolutely. And the thing is, so there is. Hold on just a second. There's a lot of. Well, now I got distracted by that, and I don't know what I was going to say after all.
Oh, no.
Oh, it happens. It must not have been all that important. I'll tell you what, though. Nothing but respect for the band, like I was saying, but that's kind of a blast from the past. And talk about another blast from the past. Can you believe that O.J. Simpson got granted parole?
Yeah, but the thing is, they're saying by October 1st he is allowed to walk out, but that is assuming that he has a plan of leave. So, I mean, if that plan is not already put into place by October 1st, then he's going to stay there until a plan has been brought out. And pretty much what I mean as far as a plan of release is what you're going to be doing when you get out. Are you going to be working? If so, where you're going to be living, because they're going to keep a tight watch on him. It's not like he's just going free.
Well, see, here's the funny thing, though. I mean, the major crimes that everyone believed that he had done, whether he did them or not, I don't know, but, the ones involving the murders all those years ago. And yet that's not what he's in prison for.
What is he in
prison for? That's so funny. From what I understand, he, unless it's something that happened since then, he had gotten into a fight with somebody about some memorabilia that he owned because he gave it to them, and they had it, and he wanted it back.
Okay.
So what he did was, excuse me. No, maybe he pawned it off. Maybe that's what it was. He pawned it off. Well, he wanted it back, and he decided to go and take it back, and got caught burglarizing the place.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that. It might have been something that happened since then.
Okay.
But it seems like that might be it. And why are we not? CNN, you're so useless to me right now. I don't know. I can't even see CNN.
Oh no.
You're awful.
Well, I mean, O.J. Simpson, even if you don't know, about his past or history, it's still a name, even nowadays, that you hear quite often. I mean, you may not know what the guy looks like, you may not know his life story, but you know O.J. Simpson.
Oh, yeah. Everybody knows who he is. I mean, you remember the chase inside the White Ranger, wasn't it?
Oh.
Or the Ford Bronco?
The
White Bronco?
I was about to say yes. Yes, I remember. God, that was
Forever ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was that was pretty much a lifetime ago. It feels like.
Wasn't he a football player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He was not only football, but I mean he was called the Juice.
The Juice.
Yep. But he also acted. I don't know if you know this, but he He was in a couple movies. I believe it was one of the Caddyshack movies, and he was in one of the Naked Gun movies.
Okay, so that's where I remember him from then, because I remember watching Naked Gun. In 1973, he became an NFL player to Rush.
Right.
Oh, wow. More than 2,000 yards in a season. So, I mean, this guy, you know, he was athletic. I mean,
yeah,
he was physically fit. I mean, he was no joke.
Which is why they thought that there's a strong likelihood he committed the murders.
Which I can understand that. I mean, I can. I don't think that would be a legit reason to just peg him, but unfortunately...
Well, I mean, who else had more motive than he was married to? He was married to the woman that he
Nicole
murdered.
Brown. Yeah,
yeah, and then, of course, what the fuck was that? A boyfriend or something like that?
Ron
that
Goldman.
got murdered too. Yeah, thank you.
He was acquitted, though.
Yes, he was. He was acquitted. I don't see how, but it was... You know, the whole thing was a sham though to begin with, because putting it on TV like that, like they did, if they hadn't dicked off and put Casey Anthony on TV, they would have gotten a conviction on her.
Oh,
you remember
okay.
Casey Anthony?
No, I don't, but I do remember hearing it on the news, because this was going on in the 90s, wasn't it?
No.
Well,
no.
94 is when he was arrested and charged with the murders of Nicole Brown, and
that's when that happened. Yeah,
Ron
but
Goldman.
no, we're talking about in the late 2000 decade. It was around 2010 or a little earlier than that, actually. That the Casey Anthony thing took place. No, Casey Anthony was this young single mom that apparently didn't like the fact that she had to take care of a baby, and she's seen partying all over the place. They had pictures of her. They showed it even during the trial, and of her just out partying and drinking and getting high and socializing, etc. And then we'll see what happens is one day, wasn't it they came across a bag in the snow? If I'm remembering right, and they found her body.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe I'm thinking of a different story. Oh, man, when you're this age, everything starts bleeding together. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I know in 2007 he was arrested and charged with felonies of armed robbery,
Yep.
kidnapping.
Oh shit! I don't know anything about kidnapping.
Okay, in 2008 he was convicted and sentenced for 33 years. With a minimum of 9 years without parole. And then he served the sentence at Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada. And now, of course, today, July 20th, 2017, he's been granted parole, and he's scheduled to be released in October of the 1st.
Man, can you believe that motherfucker's 70 years old?
He doesn't look it either. I mean, he's aged well, but see, I have a lot of mixed feelings. One, you know, that wasn't the whole O.J. Simpson trial and everything was, you constantly heard about it, but at my age that everything was going on, I was too young to really understand what was going on. So, you know, and I never, I guess, cared enough to actually look back once I was older to see what was actually going on.
Right.
But I mean, he was outside of being incarcerated. You know, he's lived a very active life. And the robbery, is it the robbery in Las Vegas that you were talking about?
I don't honestly know where it happened. I just know it happened at he was stealing back basically his memorabilia from his, I'm guessing from his football days and stuff.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, in September 2007, a group of men led by Simpson entered a room at the Palace Station Hotel Casino, took sports memorabilia at gunpoint. It resulted in Simpson being questioned by the police. He admitted to taking the items, which had been stolen from him, supposedly, but denied breaking into the hotel room and also denied that he or anyone else carried a gun. 2 days later, he was arrested and initially held without bail. The three other men... Oh, okay, so also the three other men had the same charge. Simpson was charged with multiple felony counts, including criminal conspiracy, kidnapping, assault, robbery, and use of a deadly weapon. So obviously, even though he said he didn't have the stuff, he was,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's right there. And then the bail was set at $125,000 with stipulations that Simpson had no contact with the co-defendants, which is natural. I mean, whenever you're going to be facing jail time and have to go to court, you're not allowed to have anything to do with the other people involved, because then it gives y'all supposed time to have your own story collaborated together, and he said, she said, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, wow, his life has been full of stuff. I mean,
well, the thing is though, is then it's hard to like. It's like what I was saying before. You know, you don't want to take away from him what he has accomplished,
right?
Because he did turn into a bad dude later. But
I hate to say it, you know.
I mean, even if it turned out that because he was acquitted, so I can't call him a murderer.
Right.
No one can call him a murderer without, you know, the risk of being called, you know, slanderous.
Right. Right.
But you know, but even had he performed those murders, he still, you know, he still had a lot of accomplishments before that.
Yeah.
So you got to take the good with the bad on that.
Right.
And speaking of which, good and bad. Remember we've been talking about Justine Demond.
Yes.
And her her recent killing.
Yes, which that's heartbreaking.
It appears that we do have more information about that now.
All right, tell me what's going on, because I've been really curious as, you know, this has escalated. I've been waiting for the cop to actually come forth and say something.
Okay, well, there has been a transcript released of the 911 call, which apparently there were 2 calls.
Oh, wow.
There was one call where she reported an incident where she believed she was hearing the noises of a woman that was being either involved in some sexual activity or being raped outright.
Okay.
So she said she could swear she sounded distressed, and that she could have sworn she heard help at least on one occasion.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds like a really scary situation.
Yeah, it really does, and especially since what you're doing is, you know, you're calling it in, and you know, you don't know what could be out there if you go out there yourself. So it's like, you know, obviously the first thing you want to do is call the cops, and she did everything right here. So fast forward a little bit, I suppose she called back after a while, making sure that, you know, there were some cops showing up, because I guess it had been 10-20 minutes or something, and there's a woman actively being raped in the alleyway.
Oh my
so
goodness.
she, you know, she's like, hey, is anyone coming? And they confirmed an address and the name of the caller, and there's like, yeah, there's cops on the way. So it's like, okay, so that's great, that's good news. However, from what I read, the police had pulled up to the scene, and I guess in Justine's haste, she approached the car. She approached the cop car.
I would have too.
Toward the driver's seat, and the reaction of Officer Noon, I believe his name was Noon, wasn't it?
Yes.
From the passenger side.
Moon? Noor. Okay.
Noor.
Officer
Okay,
Noor.
my bad. Noor. Officer Noor had pulled out his gun, shot through the windshield, and it hit her abdomen.
Oh my goodness.
So in a way, I could see where, she probably should not have rushed to the cop car after hearing, you know, or after knowing what she knows and what she reported. Maybe since it's a good idea to do that. But I'm sitting here thinking, no, wait a minute. Why is the first thing they go to is bang bang? All she did was approach the car. That we know of, she didn't do anything hostile.
Yeah, they still haven't figured out what that loud noise was that Officer Noor had said he heard right before his gun going off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he said he had heard a noise. Either way, even with that noise, is maybe freaking you out. Still, why would you reach for your gun? Is there no other? Is that the first resort now?
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know as far as what they do when it comes to training, but you think that they're training, especially anyone that's going to be armed with a weapon of any deadly kind, would have to go in, you know, for years of training, not just right off the street, obviously. I mean, they do have police academies for a reason.
They need better mental health screening when it comes to these jobs.
I do agree with that.
I mean, I don't know who that will offend, but that's just the truth of it, because when you go into this line of work where you have these toys that you can play with, and you know, a lot of these cops, you know it. They get this in their head, oh, these are toys, and I can't wait to use them. They're like little boys. It's like, oh, we got something new and shiny. And it pisses me off because I think about the whole Dapple thing and how they came out there all militarized and start blowing people's arms off.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, just put your toys away, cops. You don't have to murder everybody on the street just because they approach your car.
Well, I mean, think about what they're telling the community. They're pretty much, the police that are acting out like this are telling the community, fear us.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. It's a police state.
Right. And instead, they should be more humble and compassionate and trying to get the community to cherish them, to you know, love them. They should be the community celebrities. They should be known, you know, they're your neighbors, they're your friends, they're your companions, your family, you know, these are people you're supposed to know and trust.
Yeah.
You know, something goes wrong, oh, let me
They're just a legal mafia at this point, though.
And that scares me. That honestly scares me.
It's like a private. It's like a public military almost.
Right. And
you know how people they will sometimes they'll hire one of those security firms or something like that. I mean, the cops are pretty much just you know, it's just bullshit because we pay for them to do this.
Yeah.
Do this to protect us.
It's coming right out of our paychecks.
And they just I know, but they're still getting paid, and they're getting paid to kill us.
Yeah.
We're paying them to kill us.
But then when they're found in the wrong, they get on paid leave. Or they're given, you know, so much money and then go lay low for a while until we figure out what we're going to do with you.
Exactly.
How is that fair?
No, it's not fair. There's not a bloody thing about it that's fair.
So Justine, her last moments of life was spent trying to help out a stranger.
Yep.
Let that sink in.
Yep.
That's how good of a woman
this
was. Yep. And that leads into the next thing. There was a police officer in Baltimore that, what was his name? Richard Pinero was caught with his, by his own body cam, hiding drugs in the trash to later find. What is shocking is that two other police officers appeared to be with Pinero while he was hiding these drugs.
So were they aware?
Oh yeah, they were very much so aware.
Oh no.
Yes, they were aware. They all had a hand in it. And see, and that right there, when a police officer is planting or hiding things to later find, they're doing that to give themselves merits, to look good, and to again. These whole body cam things, I mean, I'm glad that it was on.
Because oh, yeah, absolutely.
These people that the cops are doing this to, it's ruining their lives. You know, oh, look what we just found on you. No, that's not mine. Well, it was on your person, so guess what? You're going to jail. Or it was on your property, you know, it's yours. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Exactly.
I mean, it's shocking. Now,
well, it's not really that shocking, is it? I mean,
well, it's shocking to me because I had more faith in our police. I had more hopes.
Where have you been hiding all this time? Because I haven't had any respect for the cops in a long time. I mean, their individual cops are good. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
Their individual cops are good. usually local cops are, the better cops.
Right.
I think. Mm-hmm. But we also know that that's not always the truth either.
No, I've learned a lot. I'm only 28 years old, but ultimately, this isn't the first time that a cop has been caught planting things on someone else. But it's the fear factor, and I have higher hopes in the change within the police field. I have hopes that things are going to get better.
You got to break up that old boys club then. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to happen.
There's a woman named Debbie Levi. She is the head of Public Defenders, Special Litigation Section of Baltimore.
Right.
And she pretty much states that the police has had problems with officer misconduct. But she quotes, but that the city does not hold the individuals accountable. She also goes on saying, we have supported the use of body cams to help identify police misconduct, but such footage is meaningless if prosecutors continue to rely on these officers, especially if they do so without disclosing their bad acts. So,
no kidding.
Cops are caught doing something bad. Prosecutors are still using their voice in court. And because of this being done and nobody being aware of what they were caught doing bad in this situation, putting drugs and stashing them to be found so that someone else could get in trouble for it. And he was just in court this week, actually, for another case that, he had to, talk to the judge on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, their word against someone else, especially finding stuff like drugs on someone else, I mean, it ruins their life. This is somebody's life that has kids, that has a wife, or people that are relying on them. No, of course not.
Oh, hell, they don't give a shit about that. I mean, the more lives they can ruin, the stronger their hold is on the city, on the people that, the constituents that they're supposed to be taking care of, the citizens.
Well, think about.
No, it's the citizens that need to be wary, because the cops have got their boots on their necks. If they do anything wrong,
right, it makes you second guess even wanting to call the cops when there's a problem.
Oh, tell me about
it. They're not going to do anything. Chances are they won't even wear gloves when messing with evidence. I mean, what has this world come to? No, and think about it. Think about how it was before body cams was even invented for the police officers. All right, they were getting away with fucking murder. And we couldn't prove anything about it, and it was always their word versus us. And guess what? When it is an officer's word against a civilian, the civilian goes to jail. Unless there are other people that have witnessed something else going on or whatever.
Well, it's probably not going to be so much the witnesses as it is the influence of
money.
Said witness.
People are always being paid off.
Well, money is influence.
Yeah.
Money is power. Power is influence. It's all the same thing.
It's
if you've got one, you got them all, really. So.
Yep. I have higher hopes for these body cams, but I don't like the fact that an officer themselves can turn it on or off. I think it should be something that is done through like
some kind of a remote.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
There should be some kind of remote access to turn them on and off.
Right.
And the thing is, though, they could just then obstruct the view. Mm-hmm. Which then they'll have to make a policy against that, and who knows, some of them might even accidentally lose their body cams.
Yeah, I thought about that.
I would reprimand the shit out of that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That shit would.
It wouldn't fly.
That would get you. That would get you put on desk duty for life. But anyway, so that's. Was that everything in the news that was really worth talking about today?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
How do we keep forgetting the thing about John McCain?
What's wrong with this is it's sad, yes, okay, I do consider myself a Democrat when it comes to, my own political beliefs. But, ultimately, I don't want to see anyone, their life in danger or otherwise, Ultimately, he is a human being. I may not agree with his standings on a lot of things, but at the same time, he has done good. You know, that it's not just bad stuff. You know, he's done good.
Whoa. Sorry about that.
And,
my car couldn't wait to get out of here, I guess.
But anyway, the blood clot that they found, they removed from behind his eye, and that's where they found that he had brain cancer.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure how it's pronounced, glioblastoma, but it's I mean, it looks right. No, don't start making noise. And it's supposed to be an extremely aggressive version of brain cancer too. Beau Biden, which is I believe Joe Biden's son that recently passed away, I believe that he died of. He died of glioblastoma.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so has the doctors or anyone stated like a time limit that he has? I mean, is this life threatening to him?
Oh, it's threatening to anyone. But he also killed Ted Kennedy, Senator Ted Kennedy.
Oh,
holy
my
shit!
goodness. Wow.
So yeah, that's what killed them both. And according to this recent CNN article that I've got pulled up over here, he's already they were looking, like you said, they were looking for the blood clot, and that's when they found it. But this article makes it sound like the cancer's already been removed, at least from the headline. And I see pictures right now. Oh my god, I can't wait to be able to put in video. It shows. Did you see along the side of his face there?
Oh wow. Okay. It's a fast-growing brain tumor. Yeah. Some of the symptoms are headache, vomiting, seizures. It gets big enough it pushes on.
Look at him. Look at his face.
Oh.
You see this big gash?
Yeah.
If you see John McCain's face now, it's right there. It's on his left side. He's got a giant Band-Aid on it, and then there's just all these stitches.
But look at him. He's still out and about. He's still trying. I mean, that's not bed rest. You know, he's out there in the public. He's making his face known. People are, I don't want to say worshiping the ground he's walking on, but everyone is happy to see him out and about and still trying to get on with things.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though. So I went to Twitter shortly after seeing that. And, man, the reaction online is really, really split because for the most part, everybody's saying, yeah, we want John McCain to do better. But I found it funny that most of the tweets are coming from Democrats. That's what I found interesting.
Really?
Yeah, Obama and Hillary.
Yes, I've seen those.
And Biden and, a whole mess of them
Yeah.
were tweeting, wanting him to get better.
But you know what the president said? What Trump said about it? He wants him to get better so he can get his vote.
He said something about he has a... What was it? Some kind of voice, a grungy voice, or
yes,
crunchy voice, or something like that.
Oh man,
we'll miss your crunchy voice.
Yes,
something like
something that
something stupid, man. It's hard to remember. It's hard to remember to think about Trump because it's like, God, he's so stupid, and every time I think about him, I just lose that many brain cells forever, and I'll never get them back.
I forget he's president sometimes because when he does put his voice out there, it's worse than what was that president's name? George Bush. Like, he'd sit there and he'd be reading from a transcript and sit there and it could be really bad news, and he's saying it with a smile on his face like he is the dumbest idiot alive. I think we found someone to surpass him.
He'd have that stupid ass smirk.
Yeah, the point going on too, like, hey, it's okay though.
But there's also some other posts, speaking of, though, that we're talking about how, it's great that John McCain is, he's going to do well, and it'd be nice if all Americans will have the same access to the health care he's getting.
Yeah.
So they're making a solid point, and I know some people might call that politicizing it, but I don't think that's. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. When are you going to go after, like, if you have a problem with guns, the best time to go after it is right after something horrible happens.
Yes.
And it's not because you're politicizing it or that you want to. It's just that this is how we get attention to these things. Yep. It's like, you've got this tragedy. How do we get here? There, deal with that.
Right,
Don't
absolutely.
be so scared to politicize. Fuck you.
Right.
I'll politicize the fuck out of anything I want.
Right. And it's like, with Damon, or how do you pronounce her last name?
I'm sorry, who?
Damon?
I've been saying Demond.
Demond.
I don't even know if that's how it's really pronounced.
I hope that out of everything that's going on, with her family and what her tragic death, I hope that these body cams, something good for the communities, for the common folk, is going to come out of this. I hope that everyone's raising awareness.
Hell
because
yeah.
it needs to be done. This isn't just one place. This isn't just Minneapolis, Minnesota, where that happened. You have places in Baltimore that body cam issues is going on. Here in Kentucky, even, you have issues within our own community of police officers either not turning on their own cams or I mean, just, it's endless and it's problematic. And yes, we each have our own police department that is supposed to run these officers properly, puppeteering, if you will. But it all starts with training. Like you said, they need to go through extensive training, extensive mental testing.
Yeah,
this is important.
Yeah, it's also for, like, with John McCain. It's important to talk about how all these people are going to suffer from. They could suffer from the same damn thing as him and not get coverage.
Right.
And then they won't get covered. They won't get the surgery. They will die. Now, he might live another year.
Right.
Possibly 2 years after this.
But ultimately, he has the money to pay for it, so he's not leaving his family in debt. You have small people that are going
it's not
through
even
it.
It's not even just that, though. But he actually was able to afford to get the surgery necessary,
right, exactly,
so that he could live that extra time.
Right.
Whereas anyone else would not have been able to afford that, and they would have had no time because the cancer would have killed them.
Or they would get the surgery and have to make payments, but then die and not be able to cover all of those payments, and then it's left to the family to cover.
I suppose that's true too, yeah.
I mean, insurance will take up so much, when it comes to certain things, like if you have passport, the whole Medicaid, Medicare stuff. But ultimately, if I was to die right now of that problem that John McCain has, I would be leaving my wife and children in debt. They would have to pay my expenses. And then they would also have to deal with the loss and mourning me. I don't want that for them. I mean, life insurance is a great thing if you can get into it. I'm just saying. Get life insurance if you have these problems, or if you can get it before the problems, get it.
Getting the stink eye lobbed at you from across the way, huh?
I've been getting it all day. I think that's why I'm in the doghouse.
I think there you go. I think we're in the doghouse because we're taking too long. We should probably take a break.
Actually, that's a great idea.
Let's go ahead and hit that. I'm actually trying to figure something out on my computer real fast. I seem to have lost the stream somehow, somewhere. I'm trying to pull it back up before I... Alright, anyway, yeah, so we're going to go on break. It'll be about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll be right back to shoot the shit with you guys about the craziest things, I guess.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll be back. Okay. And we're back.
All right. This just in, not even 15 minutes ago. A Minneapolis police officer shot 2 dogs, and I'm gonna go on ahead and play it. I know you can't see it. It's on CBS News. This just in, not even 15 minutes ago. Hold on one second.
You don't want to lose.
Right.
Exchange between 18-year-old
Okay.
Courtney Livingston and Officer Michael Mays.
Are they A-okay?
Michael Mays.
No. Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
Let's try this then. What is it? CBS.com?
Yeah, CBSNews.com. Graphic body cam footage of police officer shooting 2 dogs.
Oh, it's CBSNews.com.
Yeah, the dogs are still alive, but one is mentally not there or aware. They're probably going
Why don't you show me the article?
Actually, you know what? I can do one better. Let me go on ahead and send it to you.
Looking like a really, really big challenge for
Woo.
the Republican Party, the Republican.
Hush. Okay, I can actually pull that up here, and I might be able to get. I was messing around with it during the break, and I might be able to get some video on here after all.
Oh, that would be amazing. I just sent it. Sent it to the wrong one. Of course I did.
No, to Facebook or what?
Yeah, MySpace, or the MySpace. Hey, yeah, because we're going back in time. We're using MySpace again. No, yes, your Facebook Messenger.
Alright, let's pull this up then.
The world's best toad. Uncle Sam has a jet on standby.
Of course, you know we have to listen to the damn ads.
Oh, we don't have to.
Mute that shit. Ads make things horrible. They really do. Here we go. Here it is.
If I could just get it pulled up. And I gotta turn
Courtney Livingston.
No, hold on.
Officer Michael Mays.
Are they A-okay?
There we go. Won't be able to blow it up, never mind, because that might get us flagged.
Pets in the backyard.
Hey, I'm gonna sit there and say sorry now, but I don't like shooting no dogs. I love dogs, so it's unfortunate.
Sirach ran out first, stopped, and walked slowly towards the officer wagging his tail when the gun goes off. The second dog, Rocco, runs out and is also hit. Rocco goes out of frame. Sirach is seen struggling.
Okay, so I had to mess with a couple things. What just happened here? So he just pulled out his gun on a couple dogs?
Yeah, well, he did, but I believe the reason that he was there was a malfunction or something with the alarm.
Okay. Malfunction with the alarm.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I was about to say, if you play it all
I
the way
don't
through.
want to go all the way through again.
It's unfortunate.
Sirach ran out
Right
first,
here.
Yep.
stopped, and walked slowly towards the officer wagging his tail when the gun goes off. The second dog, Rocco, runs out and is also hit. Rocco goes out of frame. Sirach is seen.
Wow, I mean, the dog just approaches him?
Oh my god. Well, and now if you continue playing, it says that the dog supposedly growled.
Oh, come on. Oh, a dog growled. Oh, no.
No,
How will he ever survive that?
He's struggling to get away.
Rocco physically is probably at 75%, emotionally and mentally, he's not there.
In a press conference, the dog's owner, Jennifer LeMay, and her attorney questioned the officer's response to a security alarm call.
The reasonable question is, well, why didn't you just ask her if the alarm was legitimate?
They also pointed to a section of mute.
oh my
Wow.
goodness.
This is beyond ultra stupid.
Oh, where's the training?
Obviously none. I mean, we talk about that all the time. How they don't seem to have any... They train... What they're trained to do is keep themselves alive at all costs.
Oh, yeah.
If there's even a slight amount of fear, then just start pulling the trigger till things either run away or fall over.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so what's the rest of this?
Video on the body camera. The police report describes the dog growling, though there's no sound to hear the encounter.
Oh.
Sirach didn't growl, Sirach didn't bark, he didn't even curl his lips. Being a muted video, you would see the dog is growling. You're going to see their teeth.
It is
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Call that ultimately left LeMay's pet.
Oh, that's just awful.
They need to assume responsibility. They need further training.
Yep, I agree with everything that woman just said. And I gotta get rid of that because...
And see that right there, that's Minneapolis police, all right? That's not the only place that this problem's happening, but Minneapolis police is really under watch right now. They keep fucking up every time we turn around.
Yeah, I know. It's... Yeah, I see it now on the stream where that worked all right, but we'll have to get something better than that later.
Yeah.
But it's really wonky, you know, the dog. I mean, the dogs didn't do nothing. They didn't do nothing at all. And neither did that woman in Minneapolis.
No. Oh my goodness. And if she's anything like I am, my dog is not a pet. You know, my dog's family. That's my baby.
You heard what she said, though. I mean, the one dog is basically 75% mentally and emotionally just gone. Yeah. There's just nothing left.
And you know what? If they have to put that poor baby down, I'm telling you, that's enough to make me go, all right. You're messing with an animal.
Well, that's not the first time I've seen a dog shot dead by an officer either. Actually, over a year ago, I saw this one video where there was a situation that was going on down the street, and these cops got approached the car, and there was apparently a dog in the car, and there was the dog had jumped out or something, and they just started shooting it dead.
Oh my God. That sickens my stomach so much. So much.
They're not afraid to they're not afraid to shoot us any differently than dogs because they look at us as dogs.
Right.
So they don't care about dogs, and they don't care about humans anymore.
No. And it's just...
Yeah, I know. Well, I've got to get you hooked on something else here now.
All right.
Cause
yeah, I'm trying not to cry.
I need you to take a look at this. This is something that I care about, by the way. I like very much to pay attention to what's going on YouTube and with the skeptic community and the social justice warriors and the feminist crap. And this is a person whose name is Milo Stewart. Now, I guess it's supposed to be transgender male.
Okay.
But sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm all for the LGBT community. Go transgenders.
Right. But there is one video that seems to be gone now.
What, was it taken off?
I don't know, because I've been looking and I don't see it. Good grief. There was this one video that was torn apart because it basically said that all cisgender are immediately racist and sexist just because they're cisgender.
What does that mean?
What, cisgender?
Yeah.
It means, like, I haven't transformed to another...
Oh, okay. So, like, in the starting stages of going to do something but haven't gotten there yet.
No, someone that doesn't at all. Just, no.
Something that they hope to do.
I'm a cisgender.
Okay.
I'm not trans. I'm male.
Oh.
I don't hope to be anything other than male. That's what cisgender is.
Oh.
Trans is someone that either is or has gone through the transformation.
Okay.
But cisgender includes people that have not nor have any desire to.
Oh wow.
You're basically you're basically identify with your birth gender.
Okay, so
That's
like for someone like myself that hopes to soon become male, even though I was born female, I would still be considered transgender then.
Well, yeah, you're not.
Because I'm not in the body that I would ultimately be comfortable in.
I don't know if you're considered trans now.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out too, because I mean, that everyone's got to have a label for everything now. You're bad because you're a man and you're okay with it.
I know, right?
Bad, bro. Bad.
Actually, I actually like being a guy, and I like my burgers, and I like my women with big boobs. Jeez.
I like big booty bitches, big booty bitches. Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe they've. I've got to pick one of these videos and play it. And I want to see what you say to it. It's 13 minutes, so we won't watch the whole thing. But it's asexuality, sex, and kink.
Hi, I'm an asexual, and I have a lot of gay sex.
What?
Hi, I'm an asexual, and I masturbate 3 times a day on average.
What?
Hi,
What the hell?
I'm an asexual, and this is a really awkward video to make. This video is sponsored by adamandeve.com. You can use the code MILO to get 50% off almost any.
Wait a minute. Okay, so first of all, Milo in some older videos of his,
Right.
well, very much feminine. So I guess at this point they have been, or he has already done quite a bit of the transformation.
Okay.
So this must be late
But-
in the game.
but
I
is-
never knew that they were asexual.
I thought asexual was like cockroaches. All right, they don't need another partner to produce.
Yeah, when it refers to science, where things like these should apply. But apparently there is an asexual gender, which means that you don't find either gender sexually attractive.
Well,
So you don't want to have. They don't want to have sex, is what it's supposed to mean. But yet, obviously,
he has lots of gay sex.
they have sex. So it's like, why are you talking about sex if you're asexual?
Asexual means you.
Just look at that face that's captured on for a second. What the hell is going on?
I think Luna's even terrified.
Freaking
She's hugging
crazy
me.
eyes.
She's hugging me. She's like, "Stop, make it go
Save
away."
me from this fucker. Holy shit. And that's their damn ad, so let's...
We talk about sex and sex ed, and just in the media in general. Being asexual makes it a lot more necessary to sort out those different complexities. And so that's something that I'm struggling with and would like to keep.
Are you going to get to a point today?
Discussion of my YouTube channel. When I first started talking about being an asexual who engages in sexual activity, I got a lot of responses from people telling me that you can't be asexual and have sex.
No, you can't. Why are simple concepts hard for some of these people?
I think that this person needs to start doing some of their own research and at least what asexuality is. Asexual. I still can't get over that. I'm sorry. And no wonder. I mean, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I feel like you threw me in front of a bus. It's a holy fuck moment, and I am actually thinking about praying to God, and this is not a good place for me.
No, the thing is, though, that's the whole thing. I wanted your reaction to Milo here, because Milo is quirky. Let's go ahead and hear a little more of this.
Explain and defend the principle of being an asexual who engages in sex without that necessarily being me defending.
We're waiting.
Asexuality. First off, I think a lot of confusion stems from the definition of asexuality.
You mean the scientific definition?
Hey, wait! In the background, they got a strapless strap-on. I have one of those. Wait, why is they got a pink one? I got a black one.
I have no idea.
Huh. Well, go figure. I'm sorry, carry on.
Any gender or sexual orientation, I think it's most important to listen to the definition that is upheld by a majority of the members in that community. Or it could be more than one definition.
Can you get on with it?
Different.
If you stare at the toy in the background, you can make believe that it's talking to you, and you can completely...
Look at the face! Look at the face I stopped on. Holy shit! Oh my god, that is definitely screen capture quality right there. Let's blow that up for a second. That face is worth it. Look at that shit.
Oh my god. Okay, anyway, continue.
Coughing segment comes early tonight, apparently.
Well, I mean, this asexual person is slowly killing you.
Perspective. The definition that I hear cited most often by people who believe you can't be asexual and have sex is the first definition that comes up when you Google asexuality, which is without sexual feelings or associations. I can't find where this definition was pulled from, so I am assuming this was written by Google. I think this definition is way too vague to be useful because I don't know what the heck.
Well, first of all, that's not even the actual definition of asexual. Asexual means you reproduce without sexuality.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, she's trying to rewrite the dictionary. Hold on, let's see what else she says.
Well, no, it's not even just that. It's what she claimed Google defined it as or whatever. What the hell? Why the fuck would Google? No, that's just... Okay, whatever.
Association is, like, if I associate condoms with sex, does that mean I can't be asexual? If you like researching sex...
What?
Wait a second. So is she saying that if you find the pillow sexually appealing, you should hump it?
I don't quite think that's what he meant. No, but just the fact that he said that you recognize that a condom has a use, just because you recognize it has a use, that you're whatever. The brain cells that are dying. The more I listen to this
Does
idiot.
that mean you can't be asexual because you associate with it in an academic manner?
No, that's not what it means.
AVEN, or the Asexual Visibility and Education Network, defines an asexual as someone who does not experience sexual attraction. For my personal use of asexual, using it to describe my experiences, I prefer this definition. But for educational purposes, I actually like using Wikipedia's definition best. That definition of asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction to others, or low or absent interest or desire for sexual activity. Wikipedia cites 3 different books for this definition of asexuality, and they actually put 3 different definitions together. 2 of the books cited a definition along the lines of being sexual means you have no interest in sex, and the other book cites AVEN's definition of asexuality. I think merging these definitions most accurately encompasses the complexities to asexuality, because I know some asexuals who think their asexuality...
Wow, that's just too much.
But didn't she just say that she enjoys gay sex?
Yeah, but
wouldn't she have to find someone attractive?
Now, see, what are you doing? See, look at that. You want to be trans someday, and here you go calling him or her.
Well,
shame on you.
I apologize. I do not mean to be rude.
You're a horrible person.
I am horrible. I'm just trying to understand what the fuck this person's saying.
You know what? You know what that means.
Bad.
Time to go to the doghouse.
Shit. I don't want to be. No.
Okay, no. My problem here is I'm going nuts because they're saying all this stuff about all this research is going into and all this thought that's going into asexuality, but the truth of it is it's to reproduce without sexuality. And if you go any further than that, well, I'm an asexual, but I'm going to have sex sometimes. No, then you're not an asexual anymore. That's just what it means. You don't get to change the definition of words just to suit you and your pretentious, entitled little prick ass. Okay, Milo? Fuck you. Fuck you. 1,000 times until you're dead. Are you going to interject here before I get in any more trouble?
I feel like this person is entering my brain as a parasite, and it's eating away at my brain, because I had to actually look up asexual just to make sure that I knew what it meant, because I started to second guess myself. But no, it says right here, asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction by which offspring arise from a single organism. Cockroaches. That's what this person is?
A cockroach? Well, apparently it still plans on having sex.
Oh my god. They also eat each other.
Oh.
Maybe the
lack of sexual interest, and some
No can do.
just define it as a lack of sexual attraction. It should be noted that both Avon and the Trevor Project specify that being asexual does not necessarily mean you have to choose to abstain from sex, which brings up another aspect of sexuality.
Milo kind of
Mainly,
looks
I
like a
want to talk
fish.
about the differences between sexual activity, libido. I think sexual activity is the easiest to understand because it's just
Bloop.
with whom and how often
Bloop.
you choose to have
Where's
sex.
the water bubbles?
A gay man who's in denial about his gayness, who only sleeps with women.
I would love to
is
see
still
that
gay.
face
A
drawn
bisexual
as a
woman
fish
who expresses
right now.
is still bisexual. The distinctions
Just
between
kind of
libido
feel
and
it
sexual
flapping
attraction
around.
are
Poor Dory would kill it.
clear because
She'd be too terrified.
by most people. Libido is simply the desire to have sex, as defined by Merriam-Webster. Sexual attraction, on the other hand, is a feeling that causes someone to desire sexual contact with another person. It's possible to have a high libido and just be horny all the time without that necessarily being directed at a specific person, while it's also possible to be extremely sexually attracted to someone, but not really need to or want to have sex very often. Most asexuals...
What?
What? Why?
Well, how does that have anything to do with asexuality?
No, it doesn't.
He is really just jumping through some serious hoops here to make sense of this convoluted nonsense that is shuffling through his brain. I mean, can you possibly bend over any further backwards?
I think that this person has opened up a time warp and has went into the fourth dimension and has come back all diluted and compromised.
I don't know what's going on, but
Look at all
these
them
comments.
views! Oh my god!
18,000 views for this. 26,000 subscribers. Look at that. That's
Do
just
people
nonsense.
actually watch this?
Look at the comments here. You can't just rewrite a definition and pass it off just because you don't agree with it. I agree with that person. So an asexual with a sexual drive, but not a sexual attraction, right? Really? You're trying to make sense of this?
Well,
Okay, this is actually a really helpful video. I'm always up for sex talks. Totally understand the context of masturbating to scratch and itch. Aces are still humans with needs and aces.
ace.
Is that supposed to be short for asexual?
I'm
An
guessing.
ace? What?
Well.
Oh, okay. Fuck you.
Oh my.
That will definitely change the dynamic on Texas Hold'em games.
Yeah, now I'll never look at an ace the same way again.
I'm happy to know we both use the same definition of asexuality. Never understood the abstain from sex standard among asexual peeps, but to each their own. I'm glad you've touched it. No. You're not.
I'm still trying
If
to
you're
figure
asexual
out.
and harboring or abstaining from sexual desire, then you're not asexual, are you? You have sexual desire. I don't care if it's directed at you or your pillow or your best friend's
And why is it
ferret.
or the gerbil story? Let's not go there. Ultimately, why the hell do you need a label? Why is it that important to you to label yourself as asexual, if that is whatever you consider yourself, an ace? Why don't we just call them aces? Because I'm sorry, scientifically my brain cannot handle calling them asexual. Asexual reproduces without sex. No sex.
Yeah.
None.
Yep.
They eat their offspring when they can't find food. End of story.
Well, some of these people got it right. I'm asexual, except I love sex. Makes sense. And then there's this guy here that says asexual who has sex equals cognitive dissonance. I agree, absolutely. And they agree with you about the labeling themselves, boxing themselves in, and making up stuff like this, trying to rationalize. And it's...
I think this person needs to soul search before changing gender, because this could be a classic case where a person changes gender and then regrets it later on because they did not, you know, look within themselves. And this person seems very confused. This person seems to need specialized help that we cannot provide in any way.
Wait a minute, look at this person. So you aren't sexually attracted to people, but you still want to feel sexual pleasure. Okay, I get it more now. Really? That's all? That's because that's not the way she made it sound at all. Or he, damn it, there I go.
I don't know. See, that... Listening to this person, I probably have to watch this video like 50 times to try and even gather what this person's trying to say, because I'm very, very much so confused. And it started with the asexual talk.
Yeah. Move on. Move on. I think we need to move on.
Yeah.
Let's get off of that. Yeah, I can't handle any more of him.
My brain feels screwed. And not even in a good way. There was nothing pleasurable about that at all. No pleasure.
Oh my god. So yeah, I can't I thought you might like to see that and you know, see what they have to say, because I mean they're trans.
Yes,
you know,
yes, and I am all for. I'm not as deep into the LGBT community as I used to be as youth, though. I lived in Louisville. I was part of their parades, and you know, a part of, you know, the specialized help that they gave to the youth. So because of all of the suicidal issues that were going on, that are still going on, and you know, I'm all for, you know, people like myself at that time getting that help, but. And I'm not trying to pick on this person, but it's so easy. It is so easy.
Well, they do all the hard work themselves, honestly.
Oh.
I mean, they just, and I don't mean this just because of their looks, but they look ridiculous doing these videos. Because they say such asinine things that don't add up to anyone with any shred of common sense. So they're just going to look like an ass to everyone. I really don't know how this person has so many subscribers and gets that many viewers. But if you'll notice, the like to dislike ratio on that was really, really poor. They had, look at that, they have so few likes. Look at that whole line of dislikes.
I think people are actually watching this person to you know, laugh and to pick fun at, if you will. I mean, there are a lot of videos that, you know, I've seen on YouTube where it's got more dislikes than it does likes, mainly because these people want to sit there and watch others make a fool of themselves.
Well, sometimes people with good channels genuinely do bad shows from time to time.
Well, I mean, look at us. We're still learning. We're going, you know, step by step, if you will. But ultimately, we're not the greatest podcasters in the world. You know, we're not making any money off of this. We're still in the beginning stages. But oh wow, I can't get that asexual shit out of my head. You have fucked me over for the rest of the day, man. You derailed me in the most horrible way.
Sorry, man. Shit happens.
It's like,
I mean, hey, look, if I have to be exposed to this crap, so should you.
Oh, is that how that goes?
You bet. We're inmates in the doghouse.
I hope you plan on sharing your dog food.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This stuff is crap.
Oh man. Well, do you have anything else, or is this...
Actually, I was trying to signal over to somebody
Producer?
and asking if we were good on something. If we're good on time. Okay. All right. Well, if we're good on time, then do you have anything you want to hit?
Man,
Let me guess, you can't get that asexual crap out of your head.
Man, I just want to go take a dump in the backyard and call it a day. After that, I can't. You beat me. You beat me today on stories. You got me, hands down. That's wow.
All right, hold on a second.
Pocket-sized feminism.
What?
The only other girl at the party is ranting about feminism.
Oh dear.
The audience is a sea of rape jokes and snapbacks and styrofoam cups and me. They got
Have you ever seen feminist slam poetry before?
I love slam poetry, but what the pocket-sized feminism?
like it is a drain clogged with too many opinions. I shoot her an empathetic glance and say nothing. This house is for wallpaper women. What good is wallpaper that speaks? I want to stand up, but if I do, whose coffee table silence will these boys rest their feet on? These boys, I want to stand up, but if I do, what if someone takes my spot? I want to stand up, but if I do, what if everyone notices I've been sitting this whole time? I'm ashamed of keeping my feminism in my pocket until it is convenient like at poetry slams.
Hold on.
Is
Partway
feminism
through here.
still a thing? I thought we were past all that. I thought that was back in the 40s.
No,
Us women can work and...
Feminism's still around, alive and stronger and more evil than ever.
What do they have to fight against?
Hold on. Read that. It's at the top right corner while this video's playing.
Take
Read that.
this poem with you. Click here to check out our best of button audio album. What?
Who's going to take this nonsense with them?
Other feminists. I still can't believe this is still a thing.
It is, and it's a really bad thing on the internet, especially lately, because they've been calling them third wave feminists for a while now.
Third wave.
Third wave. I'm not a feminist. I don't understand what the first, second, third wave, whatever that shit is. All I know is that there was a time when women's rights were very important.
Right.
And now these women will grasp at straws at anything to bicker about, anything to nitpick on. But they want to swing. The problem is they want to swing the pendulum, whereas everyone else wanted to swing down into the middle where it belongs. These feminists want to swing it all the way up to the other side and let men suffer for the rest of eternity. Well, fuck that. You want equality, you get it.
I'm still trying to figure out what do feminists have left to fight about. I have a job. I am making money. I don't have a man over me making more money or... I mean, what? I'm confused. I mean, unless we're talking about people in the third world countries where the women will be shot to death upon, showing their face in public or showing a toe... those are the people that need feminism. Go
but they get
there.
Caught out without a male escort, a family member like a. What are you laughing at? I say male escort. Where'd you go suddenly?
I was.
No, they have to have a father or a brother or something or a husband that's accompanying them,
right.
Or they could be beheaded. And not to mention the female genital mutilation, man.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's, talk about the infection, too, and most women, I'm sorry, the G-spot does not get every woman. Some women still need clitoral stimulation, so without that, you have ruined their entire lives.
Yep,
but
it's a shame.
The feminists, they need to go there. They need to help the women there. They'll have something to fight there. They get the fuck out of America. What the fuck?
All too often, though, they are allied with the very people that are creating all these problems for women in the third world countries, and that's Muslims, Islam. They want to ally with Islam. They defend Islam to their dying breaths. Oh, it's a religion of peace. It's religion of peace. That's why I'm telling you, this this social justice warrior crap, it needs to go away, because that's two groups of people that really need to chill their shit.
Yeah, you know what? This is where I'm going to call myself the student. I have a lot to learn because I didn't realize that feminists in America were still having something to bitch about. I mean, I'm ultimately happy. I can marry my partner. I can have my own job. My ass isn't being grabbed. I'm not submitted to, any type of demanding male person, within my work field. I can walk outside. I'm free to say what the hell I want. Hello, podcast. Now, tell me more about this feminist group, though. I mean,
well, there's no, there's no specific group, but hold on. You got to hear the rest of this, though.
Okay.
There are days I want people to like me more than I want to change the world. Once I forgave a predator because I was afraid to start drama in our friend group. 2 weeks later, he assaulted someone else. I'm still carrying the guilt in my purse. There are days I forget we had to invent nail polish to change color and drugged drinks and apps to virtually walk us home and lipstick-shaped mace and underwear designed to prevent rape. Once, a man behind me on an escalator shoved his hand up my skirt from behind and no one around me said anything, so I didn't say anything because I didn't want to make a scene. Once, an adult man made a necklace out of his hands for me, and I still wake up in hot sweats, haunted with images of the herd of girls he assaulted after I didn't report. All younger than me. How am I to forgive myself for doing nothing in the mouth of trauma? Is silence not an act of violence, too? Once, I told a boy I was powerful, and he told me to mind my own business. Once, a boy accused me of practicing misandry. You think you can take over the world? And I said, no, I just want to see it. I just need to know it is there for someone. Once, my dad informed me sexism is dead and reminded me to always carry pepper spray in the same breath. We accept this state of constant fear. It's just another component of being a girl. We text each other when we get home safe, and it does not occur to us that not all of our guy friends have to do the same. You could literally saw a woman in half, and it would still be called a magic trick, wouldn't it? That's why you invited us here, isn't it? Because there is no show without a beautiful assistant. We are surrounded by boys who hang up our naked posters and fantasize about choking us and watch movies that we get murdered in. We are the daughters of men who warned us about the news and the missing girls on the milk carton in the sharp edge of the world. They begged us to be careful, to be safe, then told our brothers to go out and play.
Wait a second. Okay, wait, hold on.
Trying to stop it, but there we go. Oh my God, stop.
I have issues, and that is, okay, yes, sexual predators is definitely something that anyone should worry about, not just women. I know many guys that have been raped or molested and have been victimized. All right, so this is not just women here. I mean, yeah, she's got points, you know, that you should fear walking the street. That's why you have a buddy system. You don't go places without your friends.
Man, there's some places I wouldn't go by myself. Shit.
Right.
You kidding me?
Yeah, even here in Kentucky.
It ain't because I'm a man. It's because I'm going to get robbed by some bitch.
Or worse, you know, you could lose your life easy. Take one breath, you think you're okay. Next thing you know, you're down. That's it. It's gone. You know, I mean, that's a fear everyone has. That's not just directed towards women. There are female predators out there just as well as there are male predators. There are male predators out there looking for other male victims. There are female predators looking for female victims. There is bad in every group that makes that whole group look bad. Whether it be the police, whether it be within the LGBT community, whether it be within, you know, our own home. There is always going to be one person that makes everything else look bad for their group. I'm tired of people pointing the blame, and this feminist, you know, is just another good point. I hate to say, you know, I mean, her poetry was beautiful for what it was, and I'm sorry she had the life she had, and I'm sorry she couldn't stand up for herself, but that is not the man's fault.
It's not every man. I mean, it's not every man on Earth's fault.
No. Like I said,
you know, I
hope that the viewers or listeners were able to hear that poem. By the way,
should have been able to. Is silence not an act of violence too? Yeah, that was an interesting line. I have to admit, I have to give it credit. That wasn't. I mean, I've heard a lot of feminist slam poetry that was really awful, but that one actually, it did kind of have a point. I got quiet there after a certain point because it's like it got a little dark here, didn't it?
Don't get me
wrong.
Is
it just me, or does it get really dark?
I had a dark childhood myself, but there's a point where you got to quit being the victim and you got to be the survivor. All right, there's a time where you have to let certain things go and be like, I can't do anything about that now. That's in the past. It's time to stand up and be who I need to be for myself, for my family, for my friends. Not, oh, that's a man, they're bad. Alright? I'm gay, and I'm not gonna sit there and with the life that I had, and you know my life was really fucking messed up. I'm not out there on the street sitting there pointing blame because something's going wrong. I'm not sitting there saying it's a man's fault every time something's not right in my life. And I still wake up with the horrors and the chills, you know, time and time again over the stuff that happened to me. And I'm not blaming men in general. You have good and you have bad people.
All right.
And I think that's a good place to leave off.
Yeah, I had run out of stuff anyway. I don't know about you.
No, yeah, that's a good place to stop.
Okay. I'm going to do a quick glance. Nothing. Seeking leverage.
It's like,
for some reason, there's something on here. Houston nut is trending. What?
oh my.
Houston nut. That sounds great. I don't know who or what it is, but that's an awesome name. Thank you for giving that to us. All right. Well, anyway, it's been fun.
Yes,
We've
yes,
covered
it has.
a lot of hardcore stuff at the first half, especially because
Right.
all the shootings and shit that's going on.
Hopefully you will join us for Monday. Monday we will be doing a segment. Of course, you know, we'll still do the news in the beginning, but it will be basically YouTubing. And Brode is going to help me understand certain things and get me familiar.
Talk about YouTubers and the skeptic community and stuff like that.
Yes.
Because I think it's important to know who the voices are, who the people are that's standing up for the good fights that we try to fight.
Right.
And we hope to see more people fighting as well. Because we're not feminists. We're not social justice warriors. And we're definitely not creationists.
No.
So, and this stuff, as you've seen, as we've been showing, it can be pretty ugly when it's just allowed to flourish without anyone speaking up against it. So, but yeah, our regular schedule will also be going down from 5 days to 3 days because we were shooting too high, I think, going for 5, but 3 is a nice sweet number.
Yep.
Plus, it gives us Saturdays to hopefully bring on
guest speakers.
On guest speakers. Yes, that's one thing I really do look forward to. So anyway, in the meantime,
this is Alex.
This is Brode, and we've had fun in the Doghouse. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And have a good night.